Hey Bobcat Beat, I'm Haley Rasmussen, and today we have special guest Mr. Travis Schwab, or also known as Coach Travis Schwab, of the Madison High School varsity boys basketball team. Okay, so we have a few questions for Mr. Schwab as he is a new coach here at Madison. So first we're going to start out with his family life. Okay. So Mr. Schwab, tell us a little bit about your family.
So my wife and I, we have 8 children.
Okay.
We have, it ranges in age from a missionary serving in the Fort Worth, Texas mission, all the way down to a little 18-month-old little guy who runs all over the games. So, and we have 6 kids in between. So,
okay.
8 kids.
Awesome. So you have a full house.
We do. We do, and it's always hopping, always busy.
Always have kids around you, being a coach too. What are some new plays that you have for your team this year?
So I have some awesome assistant coaches, and so one of my assistants is Clyde Nelson, and Clyde Nelson coached up on campus when it was Rick's College. For those that are old enough to remember Rick's College, it was Rick's when I went there. And he's brought in some new plays. Coach Humphreys, he played at Westminster College. He played at Rick's with Coach Nelson and then played at Westminster. He's brought in some new plays. There's some things that I have that I've used in other places that we use. So we have probably about 10 new plays, new sets our boys have been asked to learn. So
wow.
There's definitely some new plays that are out there.
For sure. So we all know that one of Coach Hawkins' favorite strategies was stall ball. Are you looking to use stall ball, or are you going to kind of push that aside?
Well, in Coach's defense, it wasn't that we were stall ball. In all honesty, I mean, if you watch Coach, like there were times where he was like on the floor running with the kids.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, like we were trying to push the ball. Now, there were times at end of games where the strategy would be to take the air out of the ball a little bit. And again, it was situational, and so I definitely believe in situational basketball.
So what are some goals for this season with your team?
Honestly, nobody gives us a chance. Like, nobody gives us a chance. And so everyone's talking about Highland because they returned 4 starters, and they're talking about Hillcrest because they returned 4 starters, and Rigby only graduated 2 kids, and really the last time we played Bonneville beat us as well. Sadly, that's a tough loss.
Yeah, Bonneville.
But anyways, so it's one of those things that nobody gives us a chance. Like even the Post-Register picked us 5th of 5 teams. And so we kind of have a theme this year. It's called Prove Them Wrong. And that's the PTW on the back of our shirts that all of our program uses. And so one of our goals obviously would be to win the district championship, which would allow us to go to state. And the goal that every team has is to win the state championship. But our biggest thing is just to go out and just prove people wrong, do the best that we possibly can. And if the state championship comes, then awesome.
Awesome. So that answered another question that I had, what the PTW stand for. And I always thought it was play to win, but prove them wrong sounds a lot better to me. So, do you have a dress code for your players? Because we know some teams like to have their players dress up on game days or when they walk into the gym. So what is your take on that?
So we do. We absolutely do. In fact, for the first time ever, we ordered red jackets for our boys. And so for the varsity players. So the varsity players, when they walk into a gym, will all be wearing a bright red jacket.
Awesome.
Which the boys chose. I was actually going to say gray, but they went red. And so they'll do that, and we dress up. We got them hoodies and joggers to wear like on the bus and different things like that, but when they walk into a gym, they'll look sharp.
Good. That always brings a great character to the team and also to the school that they represent. So thank you for having your boys dress up and represent Madison in a way that we should be represented. So of course you mentioned the new plays, but what other changes have you made in the basketball program, if any?
No, there's quite a few. There's quite a few changes. You notice that their haircuts are a little different. Some of them didn't want to get haircuts. You know who you are. But they did. They braided and they got haircuts. And so, I mean, there's much more of a player voice than there has been. Coach Hawkins, whom I love and respect that man more than anybody, he didn't like the idea of captains. I do, and so we have a coach's choice that I chose, and then the players voted on another one, and so there's a lot more player voice.
Okay. So how was the energy as your first game at home on Wednesday?
So I got to give props to where props are deserved, and that is with our student section. I walked into the gym at 5:15. And there were already 8 rows of kids, and it was phenomenal. And Dylan and Spence and everybody. I know Dylan and Spence are the ones because they've come and talked to me about a couple things. But everybody that is in charge of the hype squad, I love it. I love it. I went over and I thanked them. And our players really feed off of that. When we played over in Boise, they have a student section that they thought was pretty cool. Wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. And then Bora has like this. They think that they're like they claim to be the best student section in the state. Oh no. My gosh, it's not even close. Our student section blows them out of the water. So the student section, I would invite everybody to come to our games because our players really do feed off of that. So please continue to support them. Our fans the other night were outstanding. So just come and have fun. Enjoy the game. That's what high school sports are supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. The section has been outstanding. Our cheerleaders are phenomenal. They do a great job getting the crowds into it. And again, the more students that we can get at our games, the better off it is. But again, the cheerleaders need love. The student section needs love. Our parents, our band, they weren't there the other night, but they will be the next time, I hope. Mr. North. Oh, anyways, we love it. We play with as much energy as the crowd gives us. So we definitely need the students and the cheerleaders and the band and everybody to come.
Okay, one last question about the student section. Do you have a favorite cheer?
You know what? To be honest with you, I really don't because I really most of the time I'm not paying attention to what's going on over there. I know that there are some cheers that you guys need to work with Coach Proctor to see if you can do. But for me, I just love the energy and the emotion that comes. So have fun, be good, show good sportsmanship. Talk to Proc on what you can say.
Awesome. We will be consulting with Mr. Proctor about the cheers now. Okay, so another thing that our school always does is a Numa Numa before the fourth quarter. So, Coach Schwab, what are your thoughts on the Numa Numa?
I love it. I think that we should do it. I wish we could do it every quarter, but I understand we can only do it once. But even the other night, I was sitting there and I was talking to the boys in the middle of the timeout, and I was facing the Numa Numa section, and our boys were looking at me, and I stopped what I was saying. I said, "Hey, turn and look at the Numa Numa. It's pretty awesome." So all the boys turned and looked, and that got us even more jazzed. So keep doing it. Do the Numa Numa, for sure.
Perfect. Will do.
So Friday night, we play Clearfield. And let's show some Utah schools what's up. I mean, seriously, when we played Clearfield last year, I think they had 8 students in the student section. So, I mean, let's show them what a real student section's like. So everybody come out Friday night, Saturday at noon, after the ACT test, come over.
Yeah.
Come and do the game. So yeah, thank you to the student section, and our student body has been fantastic so far.
Awesome. So one last question. Was it hard coming into the program after having the same coach for 29 years?
Oh yeah, it was brutal. I won't lie about that. Getting the job was horrible. Seriously, one of the worst experiences of my life. But now that I have it, I'm super glad. I love our players. In fact, I probably tell them that way too much. They're probably uncomfortable with how much I tell them. I love our guys. But I mean, we have 3 awesome seniors that are leading us out. We have really good 7 juniors that played on a 22-1 sophomore team last year that won a JV championship. So for me, I do it because I love the boys. Yeah. I mean, if it was about trying to make everybody happy, there's no way coaches can make everybody happy.
Nope.
But we do our best, and like I said, I love these boys, and that's why I decided to go for it. And so yeah, it was brutal. It was tough, and there'll be tough times ahead, I'm sure. But so far, so good. It's been a lot of fun, and we're really excited for this year.
Awesome. And we're sure the boys love you also, Mr. Schwab,
I hope.
Coach Schwab. And we so look forward to watching the boys basketball team this year. So we want to thank you again for coming in and giving us an awesome interview as being the new coach and also representing our boys in such a good way. Thank you.
Thanks so much.